Hello, this is Mr. Rio here with a tutorial on Google Sites. Google Sites is part of your Google Apps for Education, and it is very easy to use. So don't be intimidated at all in making your first website using Google Sites. Quite frankly, they use it with elementary students. They use it with middle school students all the time making websites. So it should be very easy for you also to do this. Now, like with anything new, it takes a little bit of time, a little bit of effort, and a little bit of trial and error to do it. I already made one tutorial I shared on how to download images from the web. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do, obviously, is go to the assignment itself. Okay? So you're going to go to the assignment itself. And by the way, some people may look at this tutorial that aren't doing this specific assignment. So if you're watching this to learn Google Sites for some other reason, great. But my class here, we are doing one, just an introductory one, a very simple one. That is right here. Okay, so here is the week 4 lesson assignment to make a Google site. Google Sites is part of the Google Apps for Education. Google Sites is very easy to use. You'll make a real website on the internet for free. You'll need to go on Google and search for Harper Creek High School and go to images and download a bunch of photos from Harper Creek High School, sports, and so forth as needed. Click on an image, do a right click, use Save Image As, and save to a folder on your desktop, which I covered in the other video. And you may already know how to do. Or somewhere you can easily find the photos. So if you have another plan, as long as it works, so be it. Download and follow the PDF of the assignment below with the general directions and guidelines for this lesson. Watch the tutorial videos. Now I'm making this one here in addition to what's already there, so you can have multiple tutorial videos you can choose from. And you can read the rest of this here on your own. Okay? And then I put what is below. We got the PDF of the assignment. We got a tutorial that I made before, a long one. We have a separate tutorial that's 7 minutes on how to upload and publish your site, or put it on YouTube, or whatever, upload it, publish it. There's a part 2 I made. There's a sample one that I made, a site before. And then there's a professionally made video here. It's only 8 minutes on how to do Google Sites. So this one I'm making is on top of all that. So this should get right to the point. Now, so that's, and I'm not going to go over the criteria right now. My objective is to teach Google Sites, not to do the specific lesson. So it's your responsibility to look over that and make sure you get the right number of pictures and pages and names and so forth. And everything in Google Sites is editable. Okay? So you can edit anything at any time. Or if you mess up a Google site, just make a new one and start over. Okay, where do you find Google Sites? Anytime you're in one of the Google programs, like right now I'm in Google Classroom, or if you're in Google Search or wherever, you got the waffle. And when you click on that, there's all your Google apps. And if you don't see the one you want right away, you can scroll down. And there's Sites right there, S-I-T-E-S. You can also go to google.sites.com, I believe, or you can do a search for it on the web. But one way or the other, we open up Sites just like you would Slides, just like you would Docs. It's just the same thing. Now I have a bunch of them I've already made for different projects and things like that. What we're going to do is just keep it simple. Now, mine went straight to this. If yours stops at a screen where it asks you if you want the new one or the classic one, which may occur, do the new one. Okay. And that's what my tutorial's from. Also, I recommend using the Chrome browser because Google stuff works best in the Google browser, which is Chrome. Okay, so we're going to open up here a blank site, and that opens up, kind of like opening up a Google Slides. It opens up the layout. Now, this is your first web page. So think of your web page. This project we're doing is going to be 4 web pages. Okay, so this is our first and only page so far. Now, what it did, it brought up a page layout. It doesn't have much on it yet. It's got space for a title. It's got space for a name, another name up here. And then we have a bunch of tools over here on the right, and we have some options and things up here that are important. And I'm going to start showing you how to put this together. Now, before I start typing any text or bringing in any pictures or using any of the tools, I'll show you what your categories over here on the right are. We have insert category right there. So everything under this here, when you click on it, is about inserting. You can insert a text box. You can insert images, something from Google Drive. You can embed. I won't go into in this lesson. There's various layouts you can drag out. We're going to be using some of those. And then if you scroll down here, there's a whole bunch of other stuff. Okay. And some things, there are more than one way to do them. Okay. Now, the next one up here at the top is pages. This is where you create new pages. So while we're here, let's go ahead and create 3 more pages. We have a home page. We're going to click the little plus down here, and we're going to click on that. And I'll make one called Academics. So that'll be like another page for Harper Creek High School. I'm making a little Harper Creek High School site here. And I'll click here while I'm at it and make one for sports. And I'll make one for links. Often the last page on a website is, whoops, I mistyped it, so I'm going to click here and edit it. I don't want 2 N's in my links page. People will think there's something wrong with me. So I'll click on properties. I can click here, take out one of the N's, and click there. And I probably could have double-clicked just on that too. Yep, that would have worked. So I got my 4 pages here. Now these can be dragged in different order if you want to drag them up or down. I got the home page, academics, sports, and links. That's going to be our 4 pages. Okay, now this one here still got links over here misspelled because it brought the original spelling into here. So I just clicked up there and I hit delete and took one of those out. Okay, so we got 4 pages there, 4 pages of the site already set up. I mean, there's not much on it yet, but we'll add stuff. And notice it put the links up here. So you got home, you got academics, you got sports, you got links. Is that easy or what? Okay. Now the next thing we're going to do is click on themes. These are pre-made layouts. So I can click there and it'll do something like that. I can pick a different color scheme within that. I could pick a different font style. Okay. So you can go through these and you can use any one that you want. And if you start using one and you decide, no, I really don't like that one, you can always change it, somewhere in the middle of, what you're working on. This here, I just changed it to more of a Harper Creek blue there. Yeah, so you can do all kind of things. So you can play around with the themes, try some different ones out, and, see how you like it. Let me see if that affected on the pages. I might have to go to each page and, oh, it looks like it put my theme throughout. Okay, that's good. I don't have to go through and change it for every single one. Now, you notice I just went through the pages there. I'm in the pages tab there and just going to each of my pages. Okay, now for the home page here, I'm going to double click and highlight this here or drag across. Now, you notice a bunch of stuff comes up here. We have what's called a title font style, which is what you want for the title. You can pick a different font if you want. I'm going to leave the one that's there right now just for simplicity. I got font sizes, bold, italic, underline, so forth. You can get alignment. There's a bunch of things you can do. So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to put Harper Creek High School. And if you wanted to, I could drag this wider so then it would spread out Harper Creek High School. I could leave school on the second line. I mean, there's a lot of things I could do with how I want this to look. Now up here, we have enter site name. I'm just going to put Harper Creek High School again. And I'm going to click up here. When I notice I clicked there, it took the text. I'm not sure if it took it from here or here because I got the same one. But it automatically put that up there, which is fine. Maybe I want to add the word site so people know that's a website. Okay? So I deselect. That'll appear up there. This will appear here. We got the home, academic, sport, and links. We now have a basic website. Now, this is not on the internet at the moment. We'd have to click publish, which we'll get to in a little bit. Now, before I go any further, I'm going to start doing some layouts. Okay, so I'm going to go back to Insert. I'm on the home page. What happens if I click a text box? It created a text box right underneath here. So I could put something like, welcome to the HCHS homepage. Now I can adjust the size of that. Maybe I have to highlight it first. Okay, and I could center it if I like. And it doesn't give me a lot of text options. I could try this heading text. I don't want to do title because I'd make it as big as this. You don't have a lot of choices here. I guess I'll go back to subheading. I can make it bold, make it a little more bold. Yeah, there's a few other options, but nothing I need to use or want to use. So I'm going to deselect. So there's a start. I have a text box in there. Right now I'm going to set up, put in some pictures. So I'm going to click on this second one here and drag under here. That's how simple it is. You just click it and drag. Now this is set up to put two pictures next to each other. And I got two folders of Harper Creek High School pictures over here that I've already downloaded and planned for. So I could click here and go to upload. And that would take me in my desktop. And there's HCHS pics. And if I go to, I can click here and see what I want here. Let's see what this one is. It's coming in. There it is, a little picture from Harper Creek High School. Now, because of the way that's angled, I'd rather have this one on this side. So I literally clicked and dragged and brought in over here. Now, this time I'm going to do it a little different. I'm going to open up some images. I'm going to go to a different view, like a gallery. And I'm going to go find an image that I like for the left side, maybe this one in the winter. And I'm going to drag it down here and see what happens. Okay, it put it there, but it put this text box up here, so I'm going to see if I could drag this down below. Looks like I can. Okay, I was able to re-edit that a little bit. It's a different shape image. Okay, so that's why it looks different. This one was more wider. This one's more square. So I can put here, put HCHS in winter. And this one here I can put HCTV. And this little smaller text one, if I have something to put there, I can type it. If not, I can just leave it. I don't think it's going to come up or be a problem. So there's a start for my page layout. Okay, not really ideal because this image here is kind of an odd shape. So I'm going to swap this image. I'm going to click that. I'm going to go and try to drag another one in here. Maybe this one here. Let's see what happens. Okay. So I'll just put registration. Okay. Now you can have a lot of fun with this. You can try different layouts. You can make as many text boxes as you want. You can insert for images. I'm going to do that next. I'm going to click underneath here. I'm just simply going to click image. Now it says upload or select. What happens if I literally try dragging this down here? I guess that doesn't work. So I'll do this here. I'll do an upload. I'll go to one of my folders here. I'll just randomly pick an image. And it brought in down there. Turned out to be similar one to there. Now, what if I want to drag an image out here? Okay, I'm going to open this here up again. Slide across here. Here's an image, some students walking. Could I just drag it down here? Yes, I can. Look at that. Is that amazing or what? And when I start moving it around, it creates a little grid. Okay, I can even do another one here. Watch this. Okay, it's kind of behind here. Okay, that's a good one. I'll bring this one down. And I could resize it a little bit. And look at that. It's looking pretty good. This one maybe I make a little bit smaller so it's more similar sized. And that's looking pretty good. Now, again, a lot of this is just trial and error. Try things out. You can click there and bring it in. Just drag it in there. Now, if I want some text under here, I can put my cursor here, put in a text box. There it pops up. I can write text under that. I can drag it small and just put a text box underneath one of them. Okay. So say I want a text here. I'll keep it simple. Put students there. And I'll center it. Now say I want the same style text box. I click on this text box here. I do a copy. put my cursor over there. I do a paste. Let's see, will that work? Maybe it didn't. Okay, if it doesn't, so be it. Not a big deal. I'll click for another text box. Now this one here, I'll drag in small again. Now somehow in there, I accidentally deleted my other one. So I'm going to try to do an undo, see if that works. Sometimes it does. Actually, they got undo up here. Okay. Okay. I undo. This is an undo right here, and this is a redo. So I did undo a couple of times. Something went wrong. I tried something. It didn't quite work the way I wanted it to. Not a big deal. I fixed that one. I'm going to highlight this and make it bold. Okay, now I guess if I want other ones underneath here, I'd have to drag down here. I'm going to try to go here. See if it let me. If it doesn't, not a big deal. I'll just make a new one down here and see if I could drag it up there. Now I notice this little area right here is good for dragging sometime. Okay, now I have a text box here. That works good. So I'm going to do students in the hall. And I'm going to highlight it, make it bold, go down here and go to center. Now, again, I could do the other one. Well, actually, while I'm at, I'll do it really quick. There's still a text box down here. It's not hurting anything if you leave it blank. I'm going to try to do one more and drag it small and click on that little area right there and drag it up here. Now you guys might come up with better ways of doing things than I'm doing it. And I'll just put one more here. Do HCTV, highlight it, make it bold. And again, you could try out all kind of different things. It can't hurt anything. If you accidentally bring in something you don't want, you can always delete it. Okay? If in a worst scenario, you messed everything up royally, you can always start new. But right now, I got a pretty decent layout here. Now, if I want a paragraph, I still got a text box down here. I can start typing a whole, I'll just put a bunch of mumbo jumbo in there. Okay, and pretend like I'm typing a whole paragraph that's going to be down there. This could be resized, of course, so if I don't need that to be, if I want it to be a different layout, I can do that. Here, I'll put it in the middle. I'll pretend there's a whole paragraph there. And, you can put in other stuff down here. I can drag a divider in here. Like, say I want a divider in here someplace. And that would, I'll double click. That puts in a line anywhere you want it. And this could be moved around. So I could put it there if I want it. And I could bring in another one. And this one I'm going to drag up here. Try to drag it up there. Okay, there we go. Yeah, when in doubt, just keep trying. Eventually you get it to work. So there is a page laid out. We use text, we use images. The only thing we did not do is put in a video, which we're going to do on the next page. Now I'm going to go all the way to the links page. We're going to pretend that we filled academics with pictures of students in the building and text and paragraphs and all that. We'll pretend we filled sports with pictures of sports and teams and the football field and whatever. And we put some text on there and explained all about Harper Creek sports and different type of sports we have here. Now we're going to go to a links page. Now usually the top of a links page is just some general type of stuff. So we're going to use it for HCTV. So first I'm going to click on text box. And I'm going to put HCTV video news. And I'm going to center that. I'm going to make it a little bigger. Oh, I got to highlight it first. Make it a bit bigger. I'm going to make it bold. I'll make it italic too. Now, you don't have a lot of options. Like in this case, I might want to make it blue. I don't really have a good option here to make it blue. If I change this here to maybe a subheading, it might change colors. That time it did. But that's just, I happen to know that from trying that out before. Otherwise, normally you can't pick everything you want to do. So there are limitations on Google Sites. Now, for an HCTV, I have a couple of options. But one of them I can do is simply YouTube. See this down here? I click there, and it starts to do like, oh, when I do a search. Okay, I'm trying to click in there. Let's see what I get. Okay, it brought some HCTVs. Here's the one from February 5th. I think that'd be a good one. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to click select. There it is. It came in. That's one way to bring it in. There's other ways to bring it in, but that's a really, really easy way. Now I could leave it as is. I could, while it's selected, let's see what options I got up here. That's probably a link. That's settings. That's to remove it. Okay, if I click on it like that, I can just simply move it. I'm just going to center it. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger if I can. Okay, I think that looks good. Okay, so there I got in HCTV YouTube here, and that is pretty simple. It doesn't get much easier than that, does it? Now, last thing we're going to do is we're going to make a text box down here. So we got to go click on insert again, or scroll up. Click here, and we're going to put in some external links. So I'm going to center this here. I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to put Harper Creek High School, so that's going to be the real one that's on the web. I'll do Battle Creek Inquirer. I'll do CNN. I'll do Apple for Apple Computer. I'll make it Apple Computer. I don't know if it's still called that. And let's see. For the last one here, I'll put in ESPN. Okay? Say those are going to be my 5 external links. Actually, it wouldn't hurt to click above this and put, so people know what it is. So this here won't actually be a link. I'm actually going to make this a bit bigger. I'll probably pick a heading. Okay, so that's going to be like a title. Now, at the moment, these are just text, as you probably know. These are not at all links. You can't click on them and do anything, but we want to make them into links. So how do you do that? You highlight this here, and you click on, see this here? It says insert link. So you highlight the text you want to link, and you click insert link. Now, it's trying to see if you want to link to any of your other pages, but we do not want that. I'm going to open up another window here, and I'm just literally going to look up Harper Creek High School. Notice I said high school, not Harper Creek Community Schools. So it's going to take me to the page for the high school. There it is right here. So I go up here. This is the web address, and actually part of it's hidden if you didn't know that. And we also call the URL for Uniform Resource Locator. So if you hear me say URL, that's what I'm talking about. So I click there, and I highlight. I go to copy. Now I'm going to minimize this because I'll be coming back to that. Now down here in my link, I'm going to do a paste, which a keyboard shortcut is Control-V on a Windows computer and Command-V on a Mac computer. Now you notice when I paste in the address, the real address has http://hs.harpercreek.net and that. So that's the real address. You have to have all of that. If you don't have the HTTP in that, and some web addresses have HTTP, some have HTTPS. So that's why I go to the actual site in a browser and copy it to make sure I get the right one. Now I'm going to click apply. That just turned this into an external link, which we'll test out in a little bit. Now I'm going to do one more. I won't do all 5 right now to save time, but I'll do one more. I'm going to go to the Battle Creek Inquirer. So I'm going to go to Google. Okay, I'm going to look up Battle Creek Inquirer. And I'm going to click on this here. And this is the Battle Creek Inquirer's page. And I'm going to click up here and highlight their address. Of course, part of it's hidden. Now I can go up here to the edit menu and do a copy, or you can do a shortcut. I'm going to minimize this. Now I'm going to highlight Battle Creek Inquirer. I'm going to click on the little link button, and I'm going to paste in the link. You notice it's got, you can't see some of it, it's there, but it's too long to show all of it here. But we'll hit apply. Okay, so there, we've got 2 of our links done because you're going to have to do external links if you're doing a project for me. You have to insert a YouTube video, so I showed you how to do that. These 2 pages we did not fill with stuff, but it's the same thing, text boxes, images. You can use pre-made layouts. You can bring in divider line. You can do all that kind of stuff. And then the home page we did a layout on. So I'm clicking this here. We filled in text up here. We named it Harper Creek High School on all 3 of these here. We put in welcome to HCHS homepage. We put in some pictures and text and pretend a paragraph is here. And again, just have fun with it. Just try different things out. Bring in images, bring in text, do a nice job, have some fun with it. And, we got basically a website, except it's not on the web yet. Now, first of all, you don't have to hit save while you're working on this because Google Sites, just like Google Docs or Google Slides, will save automatically. If you start working on it and you leave and you come back, you just got to go back to Sites and find it again. It'll be there just like you would with a Google Slides or a Google Docs. It's not hard to find. But you got to go to Sites. Now, what we're going to do up here is we have a number of things here. This here preview I can click on, and this shows me about what it would look like as a web page, though it's technically not a web page at the moment. And it'll show me what it looks like on a phone. It'll show me what it looks like on a tablet, and show me what it looks like on a regular computer layout. Okay? And I could scroll around and click and check things out just like I would if it was on the web, but it's not on the web. Now I'm going to click this little X here, exit the preview, and I'm back to this here. Now up here, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click publish. Okay, this is where we put it on the web. So I'm going to click publish. Now it says publish your site web address. Now right now it's showing that it's HTTPS, and I won't read all the details in there. There's sites.google.com/harpercreek.net. Now it's saying, what do you want for the rest of the name on this site? So it's going to have all this and then whatever you put. So I'm just going to put Rio HCHS sample. Okay, so it's me making it, it's HCHS, and it's a sample. Okay, and I'm going to click. Now I have it set for anyone at Harper Creek Community Schools. I actually want this set for public. I want everybody to see it. So I'm going to click on Manage right now. And let's see here. Owner, add people and groups. Let's see here. Share with people settings. I'm going to click on that. Editors can public, share with people and new. Okay. Okay, I may need to come back to this. Links vary, change. Publish, draft, restricted. I'm going to pull this down. Maybe it's hidden here. There, anyone with the link. Okay. So it was a little tricky. Now, if you leave it just for Harper Creek, that's okay. I'm not going to hold that against anyone if you're doing it for me. But I went and found it, anyone with a link, publish site to the public. Okay, so that's a little more advanced here, but I set it so anyone can see it anywhere. Now I'm going to hit done. Now it brings me back to this. And that's pretty much what I want. So I'm going to hit publish. Now this is where it's actually publishing it to the web. Now if I come back in the future and I make a bunch of edits to it, it won't change on the web unless I hit publish again. So if you come back tomorrow and you add some more stuff on another page, make sure you keep hitting publish to keep updating it on the web. Now to get my address, I might say, I forgot my address. I don't know where it is right now. Okay, I go up here to, see this looks like a little link here. It says copy published site link. So I click on that. This is the actual address of my site. So I'm going to click copy link. And I'm going to close this. So I'm going to go just like I'm on a regular web browser. And I'm going to go up in the very top here. I'm going to delete what's there. And I'm going to paste in my address and hit return. And there it is. It's really on the web. This is a real one. I'm going to bookmark it. Okay, I'm going to put sample here and save it so I can share it later. So there it is. We got Harper Creek High School. I can scroll down here. This is a real website on the web. Okay. Academics doesn't have anything. Sports doesn't have anything yet. I can come back and add that. Here's the links. There's my HCTV video there. I can click on and watch. Now I only did 2 of the external links, so I'm going to click on Battle Creek Enquirer. And that not only opens, but it opens in another tab up here. Or if you have your set to do Windows, it'll open in a new window, which is just what you want. So I'm going to close that out. Now, as long as I'm here, I may as well test out the Harper Creek High School one that goes to the real high school page. There it is right there. So is that easy or what? I mean, this is really, really easy. And the more you do it and the more you play with it, the better you get at it. So hopefully this is helpful to any of you. And we're not in class if you're in my computer lit this semester. We're virtual only. So just don't be afraid of it. Just open it up and just start playing with it. Just start clicking around, try different things out. You can't really hurt anything. And you can always edit anything, delete stuff, or you can, if worse comes to worse, just go in and make a new one. But have some fun with it. Be creative. Get some pictures. Make a nice site, and do a good job. And then when it comes time to submit to me, you will click and get the address up here, and you'll go to where the assignment is in Google Classroom, and you will submit the link. So I don't want your Google site. I want the link, so I click and it goes to the web, and I see it on the web. Okay? That's what I want. So if you got questions, contact me, but it's quite simple to do, and we just did it all. So either way, good luck, and have fun with this.